Heyo, you're listening to Toasted Time, where I kick your time with some Reddit stories. Right now, you're being toasted with some r/relationships where, in the end, we've got an insecure man get upset at their girlfriend staring at another man. Or is that insecure? Anywho, we'll first start off with my fiancé settled for me, and I don't know if I should go through with the wedding. My fiancé is way out of my league. She's a legit 10 from looks to personality. Just beyond what I ever thought I was capable of convincing to date me, never mind marry me. The reason why has always been in the back of my mind, and unfortunately last week I got the answer. I overheard a conversation she had with her sister about me, and I had just come home and I guess she didn't hear me come in. The conversation was long, but she basically confirmed that she is marrying me because I'm your typical nice guy you settle down with. She said I adore her and it is best to be with someone who puts you on a pedestal. She also basically confirmed that she had much more wild S with other guys she had dated, but she'd had her fun and I was just fine in that area. So, later that night, I tell her that I overheard her and I said that I was concerned that she was settling for me. And she didn't totally dismiss it. She said she loved me, of course, and knew she wanted to marry me early on because I was the type of guy you marry. Now, I didn't take this well. I don't want to be someone that you settle for. I want to marry someone that is crazy about me as I am about her. So I tell her that, and also that she is too good to settle. She should have a person that she is crazy about and that puts her on a pedestal. So I tell her to take some time to think about if I'm really what she wants, and she breaks down in tears. She apologizes for saying that to her sister and that she didn't mean it, and she went on for a while. I eventually caved and apologized. We hugged and eventually had S, which was actually the best S we've ever had, and for the past week she has basically been all over me. I love this girl, but how is she going to feel about me in 10 years if she's not head over heels for me now? Am I making too much out of this? How should I handle this going forward? To which OP then made an edit down below. I do want to add that she never said that she settled for me. That is something I inferred. She used settled down, which is different. She is only 27 and, like I said, is a 10 and could get someone else at any time. I'm going to hold my personal comments off until we read the comments down below. From Tits McGee 9, settle down and settle for are two wildly different things that I feel you're getting confused. Settling down means finding someone mature to marry and grow old with. There's no implication that the person you do this with isn't someone who you're crazy about, but maybe an implication that they're mature and are past their crazy/party days. Settling for does have the implication that you're not wild about the person, but they're good enough. It sounds like your fiancé said settling down and you interpreted it as settling for. I think you need to just slow down and take her at her word. To which then Trumpeter 84 made a good comparison. I agree with this. Settling down is just a different phrase for growing up and reevaluating your priorities. When I was 16, the best car for me was a fast, sporty coupe that I could cruise around in. Now that I'm an adult, the best car for me is one that hauls groceries and yard waste, holds car seats, and handles road trips. My priorities changed and what I want from a car changed. Both cars are great, but one suits me better now. The same thing can happen with romantic partners. As you mature, you learn what really matters to you, and that can change a lot over time. She's tried different people when younger and found that they didn't suit her long term, and now she knows what her relationship priorities are and OP is what she wants. She isn't settling for OP, she's grown up and realized that OP is the kind of person she wants to spend her life with. To which further down below that we get a different perspective, one from a woman who goes by Canadian Maple Syrup. I spent the last few years of my 20s and my very early 30s working a demanding consulting job that had me traveling like crazy. I was loving the high-flying expense account life, and then I met my husband, and within months I was over that life. I wanted weekends at home with him, pizza and movies on the couch, and dog walks along the river. I didn't settle for my husband, he is a damn catch, but he flipped my wants and priorities on their damn head. Now I live a blissfully boring and absolutely content life with my husband, 2 infants, and hopefully soon a new dog. I didn't settle, but my outlook and mindset changed. Both lives were great, but this is the one that I want. And for the record, I just want to make it known, I assumed that Canadian Maple Syrup is a woman. If not, apologies, but anywho, continuing on to my opinion. Now, although I don't necessarily agree with all red pill type talk, I have to say this is the most cliche red pill talking point of Beta Bob getting with the woman who had copious amounts of S with the hot chads. This is the most red pill topic ever, and I kind of hate it, but I mean, it's kind of true. It is what happened here, but my opinion, I don't care about the red pill stuff. I don't. But my opinion is, I think it is weird that she's talking about your comparable abilities in S compared to other men. And then the other thing I have to make note of is like kind of crazy how like on the verge of breaking up or leaving each other with the conversation you guys had at the bottom, that is the moment you guys have the best S ever. Talk about breakup S, if you've ever heard of that. Not saying that they're actually gonna get broken up or anything, because I doubt it. I really doubt it. I think they're gonna move on and life is gonna go great for them, because everyone who is pointing out the whole entire settling down versus settling for thing is completely right. But I just wanted to point out the things I noticed within the story, because I thought they were kind of funny. But anywho, continuing on. And now for the insecure man that I teased at the beginning. My partner left me at a wedding 2 hours away. So I'm feeling pretty embarrassed about what went down and not sure where to go from here. First time poster and an avid reader. So my partner and I went to a wedding which was a 2-hour trip one way via public transport, and getting an Uber was going to be $160, which we do not have the funds for, so we decided to split with another couple for the way home. My partner was a bit hesitant to go as he didn't know anyone and had to work the next day, so plan was to leave after dinner. For the most part, we had fun, were enjoying ourselves at the wedding, he drank quite a bit, and we were both drunkish by the end of the meal. I would say he was more drunk than I was. Once cake was being brought out, my partner started getting angry and frustrated and was demanding that I give him the house keys. We only brought one set with us, as he was going to leave without me. And I was like, what the fridge? Chill out, can you just wait 30 minutes and then we can leave together with the other couple? He was very insistent and non-stop about the keys, but I kept trying to distract him with conversation. The bride came around and began conversing with my partner and I, and he just kept yelling over the conversation, demanding I give him the keys. The bride was like, what the fridge? Are you drunk? To my partner, but he was just in his own world and ignored her and kept demanding the keys. To make the situation end, I stopped the embarrassment and gave him the keys, and he stormed off. I just carried on the conversation with the bride and others around me. 20 minutes later, the couple we were going to book the Uber to go home with asked where my partner was, and I just said he left, and they were like, oh. So I got an Uber back to their place, which was an hour drive, and then I had to make my way home by myself on public transport. Another hour away. I'm obviously fine catching public transport, but being a woman very dressed up late at night by myself didn't feel like the safest thing. And when I got home, my partner said he left and was angry because I kept staring at the other couple's partner. And I was shocked. I didn't find this person attractive in the slightest. I'm not one to be flirty. I didn't pay extra attention to this person. He was just sitting opposite me at the table. Maybe I was staring at him, but I find it very hard to believe. We slept in separate beds last night, and he is going to stay at his office for a couple of days. To which OP then made a note down below that, in the past he has been rude towards me when he has had a couple of drinks, and he is aware of this and has tried reducing the amount he drinks in the past. I guess I just feel embarrassed by the whole thing, and the way he acted in front of my friends. I don't know if I was staring at this person, and maybe I need to investigate or ask the other couple if I made them feel uncomfortable. Just any general advice would help. Thanks for hearing me out. Now, before I go into the comments of this post, I'm gonna give my own take. This dude is insecure as anything. He is very insecure about his woman, I guess, staring at another couple. And let me just say, if the dude was actually worried about her staring at another man who was in a relationship, and you both knew that they were in a relationship, and yet OP kept on staring at him and OP's boyfriend, husband, I don't know, noticed this, then the right thing would be to just end the relationship at that rate, because that is just an unsafe partner to be with if you're actually worried, because you clearly have no trust with her to not do anything with a coupled person. A coupled person? That sounds stupid. You know what I mean. But yeah, no, the dude is very insecure. I thought at first he wanted to leave early because he was worried about work, but then when she got home, he then complained about her staring at the other dude, which very, very insecure in my opinion. But let's continue on with the comments down below. Apologies, there's a TLDR from OP. They say, I don't know if I'm willing to accept this behavior from him, and I'm considering leaving, but I'm also not sure if what he claims I did actually happened. And which I will have to say, yeah, I would also be considering leaving at this rate. It's very insecure and untrustworthy of who you are as a person. And to me, personally, if my partner were to do that for me, that would make me upset because I'm a trustworthy person, and here you are trying to discredit that. It's very, very underhanded, but that's just my opinion. Alright, now continuing on with the comments down below. To which someone who goes by Trazy, they comment on the note that OP had made. So, he has a history of this, knows he has a history of this, has attempted to curb the behavior in the past, but even as he was starting to sober up, he still tried to twist it so you were the bad guy, and he was justified making a scene and potentially spoiling the, wedding you were at. A lot of people are now going to be conscious of how he can be as well. And yeah, I think it is time to get real. He can't handle his alcohol, but he made his choice on the night and you took the punch for it. I would indeed apologize to the friends and bride, but honestly, if nothing is going to change, and nothing has so far, the question will become whether you can really stay with him. And then, someone down below, on a different comment thread, they point out a nice point, but first we're gonna have to start from the very top. From Auntie Venom. You weren't staring. He is making excuses for his heinous drunken behavior and trying to get you to roll over. Don't worry about that in the least. The fact that you are susceptible to his fabrications is a clear indicator that you need to get out of this relationship. He was the drunky drunk, and even if you were staring at someone, doubtful, so what? That justifies stranding you? And then a look fluff below that says, he absolutely knows she was not staring, he simply needs to blame her for something. To which then we get down to the good comment from Jade Court. Also, if he was upset about her staring at this guy, why would he leave knowing she'd be spending even more time with him the rest of the night and in the car? Sounds like a total BS excuse. And yeah, it would appear that everyone is in agreement that this is just immature behavior. Well, that is about it for those stories today. But if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe to become a fellow breadbag. But aside from that, of course, I hope to see you next time toasting session. But until then, have a good one.